Mark, chapter 11. And when they came near to Jerusalem, to Bethphage and Bethany, to the Mount of Olives, he sends forth 2 of his disciples, and says to them, Go away into the village that is in front of you, and immediately, entering into it, you will find a colt tied, on which no one of men has sat. Having loosed it, bring it. And if anyone may say to you, Why do you do this? Say that the Lord has need of it, and immediately he will send it here. And they went away and found the colt tied at the door outside, by the 2 ways, and they loose it, and certain of those standing there said to them, What do you do, loosing the colt? And they said to them as Jesus commanded, and they permitted them. And they brought the colt to Jesus, and cast their garments on it, and he sat on it. And many spread their garments in the way, and others were cutting down branches from the trees and were strewing in the way. And those going before and those following were crying out, saying, Hosanna! Blessed is he who is coming in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the coming kingdom in the name of the Lord, of our father David. Hosanna in the highest. And Jesus entered into Jerusalem and into the temple, and having looked around on all things, it being now evening, he went forth to Bethany with the 12. And on the next day, they, having come forth from Bethany, he hungered. And having seen a fig tree far off having leaves, he came, if perhaps he will find anything in it. And having come to it, he found nothing except leaves, for it was not a time of figs. And Jesus answering said to it, No longer from you, throughout the age, may any eat fruit. And his disciples were hearing. And they come to Jerusalem, and Jesus, having gone into the temple, began to cast forth those selling and buying in the temple. And he overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of those selling the doves. And he did not permit that any might carry a vessel through the temple. And he was teaching, saying to them, Has it not been written, My house will be called a house of prayer for all the nations? And you made it a den of robbers. And the scribes and the chief priests heard, and they were seeking how they will destroy him. For they were afraid of him, because all the multitude was astonished at his teaching. And when evening came, he was going forth outside the city. And in the morning, passing by, they saw the fig tree, having been dried up from the roots. And Peter, having remembered, says to him, Rabbi, behold, the fig tree that you cursed is dried up. And Jesus answering says to them, Have faith from God. For truly I say to you, that whoever may say to this mountain, Be taken up, and be cast into the sea, and may not doubt in his heart, but may believe that the things that he says come to pass, it will be to him whatever he may say. Because of this I say to you, all whatever, praying you ask, believe that you receive, and it will be to you. And whenever you may stand praying, forgive, if you have anything against anyone, that your Father who is in the heavens may also forgive you your trespasses. And if you do not forgive, neither will your Father who is in the heavens forgive your trespasses. And they come again to Jerusalem, and in the temple, as he is walking, there came to him the chief priests and the scribes and the elders. And they say to him, By what authority do you do these things? And who gave you this authority that you may do these things? And Jesus answering said to them, I will question you, I also, one word, and answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I do these things. The immersion of John, was it from heaven or from men? Answer me. And they were reasoning with themselves, saying, If we may say from heaven, he will say, Why then did you not believe him? But if we may say from men, they were fearing the people, for all were holding that John was indeed a prophet. And answering, they say to Jesus, We have not known. And Jesus answering says to them, Neither do I tell you by what authority I do these things.